Hello everybody and welcome to CFO Conversations. I'm your host today, Paula Kensington, and it's a great pleasure to welcome back Sue Rosen. Thanks for joining us, Sue.
Hi Paula.
Today I'd like us to explore the keys of leadership, and what I might mean by this is how do we really leverage and be the best leader that we can. And I think it talks to three very solid pillars of giving people a safe place in which to work, giving people a purpose and a future to be able to work, and actually giving them a connection, a sense of connection to others. And I think it's probably best explored initially by an example of pretty bad leadership, and I'm sure that we've all got many examples of good and bad. But I think this one really highlights to me how people are still thinking today, and a person that I used to work for as a CEO really thought that, and actually said this to me and to my peers, he really thought that by paying somebody their salary, that was quite enough to get them to be motivated to get the best out of those employees. I mean, I think that's pretty out of date thinking. So what do you think?
Yeah, I would agree, absolutely, Paula. Paying somebody their salary will get them to the point of turning up to work. It won't take them that extra level to really being actively engaged with what you and the business are trying to do. This comes to the issue of intrinsic versus extrinsic motivators. And money is an extrinsic motivator, and certainly we need a certain amount to show up for that job. However, using purpose and really engaging people with the purpose of what we as an organisation are here to do is what will help you really get the best out of people. When people are engaged with the purpose, they want to give more. We all have a desire to be doing something that matters, that is meaningful.
And we're going to spend so much of our time at work that we actually want to do things that have a purpose to us, you know. And I think in that example earlier, it was like, well, how did I overcome that in terms of trying to lead people in that team? And it's about understanding what the motivators are for each member of that team. And it's about sitting down with people and actually really understanding what their purpose is. And there'll often be people in that team that haven't even thought about what their purpose is. So I think trying to get that engagement is really going to set you on a pathway to success.
Certainly, if you can engage with people and start to understand their individual motivators and engage them with a conversation around what their individual purpose is, then you start to align that with the purpose and help them find meaning in what they're doing every day. And a lot of understanding meaning in your everyday work as a finance team means really getting back to basics of what the business is there to do. Sometimes the back office, the finance function, is a little removed from the end user, and discussions with the end user and conversations about what benefit we are providing to the end user are really crucial to getting that extra level of engagement from your staff.
Yeah, and I think when we're explaining to other people in the leadership team or other business owners, it's about aligning people with their purpose, with the purpose of the organisation, and then together, you know, it's aligned and it feels that everyone's actually moving in the same direction. So it's really important to understand the purpose of your organisation, but the people's purpose as well, and make sure that's aligned. And I think as leaders, that's something that we can really physically and quite easily do in our day-to-day job. Thanks, Sue, that's great.
Thanks, Paula.